Greetings from South Florida. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Michelle. And as you can tell by this palm tree, my studying is much better than your studying is going to be. But anyway, let's get to the real reason of why we're here. So Chuck, how do you know Nick and Amy?
Well, Nick and I have become pretty great friends over the last 12 years. We've worked for two of the same companies. We've played about a decade of softball together. We've pounded a boatload of sushi together in our day. And we even bought condos in the same building. So I know Amy through you, and you know Nick through me. So remind us again how you know Amy?
I met Amy in the nursing program when I went to the University of Akron. Go Zips!
Go Zips? Nobody even knows what a freaking zip is.
Let's get to the real reason
Zippy.
of why I know Amy. Amy, for the first time when I met her, she was wild and crazy. I'm wild and crazy as well, and that's how we became friends.
Ah, good story. So any first memories of Amy? Tell us about how you met.
Oh, I met Amy in nursing school. Please do not ask Amy what her first impression of me was. However, I remember meeting Amy for the first time, or actually started talking to Amy in pathophysiology, and apparently she asked me a question and I responded in a rude way. Shortly after that, I remember asking some friends to come to Columbus, and I actually asked Amy to come as well, and she ended up coming, even though she swore that she never thought we would be friends after me acting that way.
How about Nick? What's your first thoughts of Nick?
My first thoughts of Nick, very sweet guy and very nice guy. I couldn't believe he didn't have a girlfriend at the time. But I do remember being at City Barbecue way back when with Aaron and Sean and Nick and Ryan, and they all were single. And then Aaron found a girlfriend, Sean found a girlfriend, Ryan found a girlfriend, and it was still Nick by himself. Always the third wheel, always dinner with us. He was the only one, and I promised someday that I would find Nick a girl. And to be honest, I didn't know if it would happen, but it did. So Chuck, any memories of Nick?
My fondest memories of Nick is pretty much either on the golf course or grabbing a good craft beer together. I already mentioned the sushi thing. We did that a lot. When Nick used to travel with the Accenture, we'd always have plans on a Thursday night or Friday night, and of course he was out of town, and he'd always text us at like Thursday at 10 o'clock saying, my plane is late, and we always waited. Sometimes we didn't even go out until midnight because we waited for him to come in. And Ryan and I used to text him all the time and tell him that his working schedule is really putting a damper on our social life. But so yeah, I mean, just a lot of good memories of him.
Anything of Amy?
I remember early off when Nick and Amy started dating, we went to a party. It was a pre-wedding party for Johnny and Melissa, and I had my car all shined up and clean. I like to keep my cars clean. And we're coming home late from that party that night, and somebody, Ames, had a little too much to drink. And I remember her sticking her head out the back window and pretty much letting it go. And the next day I went down to the garage, and there was literally puke all down the side of my car. It was pretty gross. I almost puked myself. So, yeah, pretty good stuff.